to be doing some different vision tests just to make sure nothing is going on there. So the first test that we're going to do is called Pursuits. And so it's kind of testing your cranial nerve integrity as well as if you have any central vestibular functions. So what I'm going to be looking for here is the quality of your eye movement. I want you to be able to track my finger. And also as you're tracking my finger, I'm also looking for some nystagmus, so that's like beating eye movements. So first things first, I want you to go ahead and look at my finger.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any nystagmus here at rest, so that's a good sign. And now I want you to continue looking at my finger, and I'm going to move it, okay?
All right.
So he has nice, smooth vision as he's tracking my finger. No nystagmus or anything to note there, so he's doing very well with that. Okay, you can go ahead and relax.
All right.
Next test that we're going to do are saccades. And so this is another test to kind of help rule in central vestibular function as well. And so what I'm looking for in this test is if he's overshooting or undershooting the target of my nose and my finger. So if he's looking too far, if he's not looking far enough. So first thing that I want you to do is look at my nose. And I'm going to have my finger out to the side here. When I say finger, look at my finger. When I say nose, look at my nose. Okay. And I'm going to kind of change the speed I'm going at just so you can't cheat the game.
All right.
So first things first, look at my nose. Finger, nose, finger, nose, finger, nose, finger, nose, finger, nose. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing this side. So look at my nose first. Finger, nose, finger, nose, finger, nose, finger, nose, finger, nose. Good. So I didn't see any overshooting or undershooting of his eye movements. The next is going to be the near point convergence test, and so this also helps to help rule in a central vestibular problem, and this one is more pertinent to like concussion type injuries. And so what I would be looking for with him, blurriness is okay, but we don't want the word to split into two. And so if it was to split into two, I would then measure the distance between the target and the distance of his nose. So I have the word dog on a sticky note here. So I'm going to have you hold this out, your arm's length out in front of you.
All right.
And I want you, does it have, just say one word right now?
It just says dog on it,
Okay,
yep.
so I want you to slowly bring it to your nose. Getting blurry, it's okay, but if it splits into two separate words, so two dogs, then we got a problem. So go ahead, bring it to your nose.
You called her and Johnny. No, I want the job.
Yes, a dog all the way.
Okay, awesome, sounds good. So now we're going to do the VOR, so vestibular ocular reflex, and the head impulse test, kind of a 2-for-1. So the VOR is kind of testing more central vestibular issues, where the head impulse test is doing more peripheral vestibular problems. And so in the VOR, as he is looking at my nose and I'm moving his head, his eye should kind of go in the opposite direction of his head to kind of help maintain that gaze focus. And the same thing for the head impulse test. He should be able to fixate his eyes on my nose as I'm moving his head around. So first things first, is it okay if I touch the sides of your head first? Okay, so first things first, and I'm going to cervically flex him 30 degrees just to get the canals in his ears nice and aligned. And I'm going to be moving your head back and forth, and then randomly I'm going to kind of jerk you to one side, just so you're aware, okay?
Okay, yeah.
And so I'm going to keep looking at my nose the whole time, okay? Good. And he was able to maintain gaze on my nose the whole time, so nothing crazy going on there. The next test that we're going to do is called VOR cancel. That's also a good one to help rule in central vestibular problems, specifically problems with your cerebellar. So if this test is positive, it's kind of leading you towards cerebellar problems. And so he is going to clasp his hands together, keeping both of them out straight, kind of looking at his thumbs. And the whole time he should be able to kind of keep his eyes on his thumb. If they deviate away, that would be a positive sign. So go ahead, clasp your hands together, thumbs out in front of you, and keep looking at your thumbs the whole time. And I'm going to move your head and your hands at the same time, okay?
Okay.
So normally I would have him on a rolly chair, but I don't have that kind of equipment where I'm at, so we're just kind of making do with what I got. Good. And I didn't see his eyes deviating or anything at all. You can go ahead and relax. So not a positive test there. The last one is the head shake test, and so this also kind of helps rule in a central vestibular problem. And so after I shake his head with his eyes shut, he's going to open them, And then upon opening his eyes, there shouldn't be any nystagmus. So if there isn't, that's a positive test. And so same thing. Is it okay if I touch the sides of your head?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna cervically flex them 30 degrees to get those canals aligned again. And then can you go ahead and close your eyes? And I'm gonna shake your head around, okay?
Okay.
Now open and look at my nose. And I'm not seeing any signs of nystagmus. His eyes are able to maintain gaze and focus on my nose. So no positive tests there. You can go ahead and relax.
Thank you.
Yeah. And any questions for me?
No, thank you.
No? Yes, of course. Thank you for letting me practice.